local time, according to the New York Times and CNN, Prime Minister Netanyahu said during a cabinet meeting in Jerusalem that U.S. weapons supplies to Israel have decreased significantly in the past 4 months. Netanyahu repeatedly asked for faster shipments and took personal steps to speed up delivery. However, there were delays in receiving military supplies from the United States, leading to tensions with Israel's main ally over military support. Time now for the weather. It is currently 24 degrees Celsius and cloudy. It will average around 23 degrees this evening. That's all we have time for this hour's news. Thanks for listening. You're listening to BEFM, 부산영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM, 부산영어방송.
Coming up next is For Your Busan with David Kim. BEFM, 부산영어방송.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Let's do a simple personality test today. Now, when I count to 3, please put out your hands in front of you. How are your hands positioned? Are your fingers spread apart with the back of your hand facing up? Are your fingers close together with the back of your hand facing up? Or are your fingers spread apart with your palm facing up? Are your fingers close together with your palm facing up? If you want to know what this says about your personality, just wait a sec. Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is David Kim. Welcome to For Your Busan. We'll kick off the show with this song, and we'll be right back. This is Just My Type by the Vamps.
To tell the truth would be a lie. I saw her out on Friday night, misunderstood. She's balling for a guy, that cigarette, it needs a light. Pluck up the courage and invite her nowhere good. Cause I need this more than just a one night stand. Need that honey when she hold my hand. Times like this they call for true romance, but she's not ready for that. She lets me down, then gets me high. Oh, I don't know why, she's just my type. She's my advice, I don't think twice. Oh, I don't know why, she's what I like. But I love it, I love it. Love the way she plays in my head. She lets me down, then gets me high. Oh, I don't know why, she's just my type. This girl so on repeat, plays in my mind, won't let me sleep. She's not the one who's in my sheets, cause she's no good. She defies all of my dreams and expectations. She won't meet, I pack my bags and try to leave. I wish I could. Cause I need this more than just a one night stand. Need that honey when she hold my hand. Times like this they call for true romance, but she's not ready for that. She lets me down, then gets me high. Oh, I don't know why, she's just my type. She's my advice, I don't think twice. Oh, I don't know why, she's what I like. But I love it, I love it. Love the way she plays in my head. She lets me down, then gets me high. Oh, I don't know why, she's just my type. Don't meet the eye to tell the truth would be a lie. I saw her out again last night, misunderstood. And I'll never be a guy that cigarette still needs a light. And when I take her back to mine, it's nothing good. Cause I need this more than just a one night stand. Need that honey when she hold my hand.
Just My Type by the Vamps. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to For Your Busan. I am your host, David Kim. Now, in the opening, I asked you to stretch out your hand in front of you. Like this, like this, like this, like this. Did you guys do it? Now, if you stretched out your fingers with the back of your hand facing up, it means, according to some personality tests, you tend to not worry about the small details. And people often see you as cool because you don't stress over small little things. You're more spontaneous than planned and find it hard to hide your emotions. Now, if you stuck out your fingers together like this, with the back of your hand facing up, you manage yourself well, and you may appear different on the outside than you are on the inside, and you rarely share personal stories and prefer to solve problems alone. However, you are a good listener and considerate of others. Now, if you stretched out your fingers with the palm facing up like this, you try to appear confident, but you are sensitive inside. Your strong will to assert your opinions can sometimes lead to conflicts, and you may act in ways that seem disconnected from reality. That sounds funny. And if you stuck out your fingers together with the palms facing up like this, you find satisfaction in setting and achieving goals. You strive to see things as they are and dislike uncertainty. You prefer a small group of close friends over many superficial relationships. So what do you guys think? Does this match your personality when you put out your hands in front of you? To be honest, I was none of the above because I stuck up my hand as if you are greeting people like this, with the back of my hand facing me, fingers spread apart. But sometimes, I don't think I even understand myself. And when I'm faced with a difficult problem, I often feel kind of overwhelmed and unsure of what to do. So do you have someone to talk to and share your story with during tough times? Because starting in July in Busan, the city will offer a new service to help people with emotional difficulties. Now, this service will provide professional psychological counseling for those dealing with depression, anxiety, or other emotional challenges. And the aim is to create a mental care system in daily life to prevent mild mental health issues from becoming severe or leading to extreme choices. Now, Busan City will provide vouchers for a total of 8 in-person psychological counseling sessions over 120 days through private psychological counseling institutions. And to apply, you just have to gather the necessary documents and submit them to the welfare center in your registered residential area. Now, today's text topic is about who you would talk to and share any problems that you might have on your mind. 오늘의 문자 주제는요. 여러분들이 고민이 있을 때 여러분의 고민을 나눌 수 있는 가장 힘이 되는 사람은 누구인가요? Who do you go talk to about the problems that you face? It could be personal problems, it could be work-related things, relationship problems. Who is it that you go to talk about, personal hardships? Text us to pound 9050, 샵 9050. It'll cost you 101. A KakaoTalk message. If you don't have us as a friend on KakaoTalk, just search for 부산영어방송 and add us as a friend. It'll come up as a channel. Just chat with us through there. Or you can join us live on YouTube. Search for 부산영어방송 or BEFM on Notubu and click on the live button and you'll join this chat right here and you can chat away. Today's show, we've got Busan Is, our daily segment, which is short for Busan Is Amazing. And we get our daily news updates with our news anchor, Hong Dang coming in. We also have DJ, which is short for David's Journal. And you get to discover what caught my eye today. It's our chance to share innovative and creative sparks with you, igniting inspiration and curiosity. We also have Busan Hot Places, a segment that will take you through Busan City, showcasing the city's most exciting events, must-see attractions, with our reporter Jimmy coming back. In the second half, we have On the Mic we have Busan's Tale, and we have Busan's Daily Quiz segment. So for the next an hour and 45 minutes, join me and all our guests coming in throughout the show and have fun with me with texting as well. Lots of people tuning in saying good afternoon. We see Jenny-님, Po-님, Aina Zyla-님, let's see, Sang-min Park-님 and Cake Like Two-님 all joining in having fun. And Jenny also said, same with David. So you stuck out your hand like this as if you're waving at someone. See, so there's no description of what kind of personality this is. All right. Well, we'll take a quick break and go right into our first segment.
Stay connected to Busan's rhythm with For Your Busan, airing daily from 4:05 to 6 p.m. Blending your friends' voices with the latest information and news from our vibrant city.
Hey, 홍당당.
안녕하세요.
Long time no see.
네, 해피 먼데이입니다.
Yeah, happy Monday. How are you?
네, 주말 잘 보내셨어요? 잘 보냈습니다.
네, mine was good.
헤드셋 색깔이 달라진 건가요?
Yeah, so I'm switching it between this and the silver one I have just to see.
부자다, 부자.
No, these are really inexpensive. 별로 그렇게 비싼
뭐
건
가격이
아니에요.
문제가 아니죠. 네, 그렇죠.
Anyway,
네.
if you want one, you can borrow mine.
네.
You want to try it?
네, 아니요. 뭐 저 만족합니다.
Okay.
거에. 네. 욕심 없어요.
All right.
네.
So you're here for news updates.
네.
What is our first news?
네, 영화에 음식을 더한 축제 2024 부산 푸드 필름 페스타가 오는 28일 금요일 영화의 전당 야외극장에서 시작됩니다. 개막 행사에는 선착순으로 일반 관객 1,000명이 무료로 입장하게 되는데요. 오프닝 나이트에는 영화제 프로그램과 상영작 소개, 개막작 무대 인사, 개막 공연 등이 이어집니다. 부산 성악가 협회와 국악 실내악단 길의 축하 공연도 이어질 예정입니다.
Right, so the 2024 Busan Food Film Festa will kick off on the 28th with an opening night at the outdoor theater of the Busan Cinema Center. And at the opening event, the first 1,000 general audience members will be admitted for free on a first-come, first-served basis.
네, 부산시가 여름철 폭염 취약계층 홀몸 노인 1,910가구에 여름 이불과 의류, 선풍기 등을 지원합니다. 이번 지원은 폭염에 노출될 위험이 있는 주거 취약계층 홀몸 노인, 75세 이상 고령자, 건강 고위험 노인을 대상으로 하는데요. 부산시는 재해구호기금 7천만 원으로 혹서기 대비 물품을 구입해 오는 28일까지 전달할 예정입니다.
Right, so the city of Busan will support 1,910 households of elderly people living alone who are at risk of health issues due to summer heat by providing them with summer blankets, clothing, and fans. And the city plans to purchase summer supplies with 70 million won from the Disaster Relief Fund and deliver them to the recipients by the 28th.
네, 부산시가 24일부터 오늘부터 28일까지를 마약류 폐해 예방 주간으로 정하고 부산 마약퇴치운동본부와 함께 마약류 폐해의 심각성을 알리는 다양한 행사를 마련합니다. 마약류 폐해 예방 주간은 세계 마약퇴치의 날 6월 26일인데요. 이날을 맞아서 마약류 중독의 심각성을 시민들에게 알리기 위해서 마련합니다. 청소년 마약 예방 대책을 모색하는 학술 토론회, 또 대시민 홍보 캠페인, 마약류 폐해 알림 공모전 등의 프로그램과 부산 도시철도 양정역 일대에서 구군보건소, 부산 마약퇴치운동본부 등과 대시민 홍보 캠페인도 실시합니다. 시 교육청에서는 청소년 마약 예방 대책에 대한 주제로 학술 토론회도 열릴 예정입니다.
Right, so the city of Busan announced that it will designate the period from today until the 28th as Drug Abuse Prevention Week. And in collaboration with the Busan Drug Eradication Movement headquarters, they'll be hosting various events to raise awareness about the severity of drug abuse. Now, the Drug Abuse Prevention Week is organized in recognition of International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking, which falls on June the 26th, to inform citizens about the seriousness of drug addiction and to heighten awareness.
네, 부산시가 본격적인 여름 휴가철을 맞아서 부산을 찾는 관광객들을 위해 부산의 7개 해수욕장, 또 부산역이나 자갈치 시장 등 주요 관광지 등을 대상으로 특별 점검을 실시합니다. 오는 7월 1일부터 15일까지 관광 통역 안내사, 문화관광 해설사, 대학생 등으로 구성된 관광 모니터링 점검반을 운영할 예정이고요. 또 시는 숙박이나 음식 등을 대상으로 바가지 요금, 또 위생관리, 친절 서비스 등도 별도로 점검할 예정입니다.
Right, so Busan City announced that it will conduct special inspections at key entry points, the 7 beaches, and major tourist attractions to ensure that domestic and international tourists can enjoy their visit without the inconvenience during the peak summer vacation season from July the 1st to the 15th. In collaboration with the Busan Tourism Organization and the district and county offices, they'll be focusing on inspecting areas including Gimhae Airport and Busan Station. And the city and the Busan Tourism will form the tourism monitoring inspection teams and special inspection teams composed of tourist interpreters, cultural tourism commentators, and university students to check the inspections.
네, 오늘부터 오는 30일까지 영도 복례동 창고에서 2024 부산 국제 건축 디자인 워크숍이 열립니다. 2003년부터 매년 열리고 있는 국제적인 건축 행사인데요. 국내외 건축가와 학생들이 부산 도시 건축 현안에 대한 참신한 아이디어를 재현하는 행사로 마련됩니다. 이번 행사에는 부산에서 대표적인 유휴 산업시설인 보세 창고가 국제 교류와 교육 현장으로 변모해 건축인들의 에너지로 공간을 채우게 됩니다. 이번 행사는 탄소 중립 건축 도시 부산을 주제로 진행됩니다.
So the City of Busan and the Busan International Architecture Festival Organizing Committee announced that the 2024 Busan International Architecture Design Workshop will be held from today until the 30th at the Bongnaedong Warehouse in Yeongdo. And the Busan International Architecture Design Workshop is an international architectural event held annually since 2003, where domestic and foreign architects and students propose innovative ideas for urban and architectural issues in Busan.
네, 우주 과학 분야 세계 최대 국제 학술 대회인 제45회 국제 우주연구위원회 총회가 7월 13일부터 21일까지 부산 백스코에서 열립니다. 총회가 2년마다 대륙을 순환하면서 열리는데 우리나라에서 열리는 것은 이번이 처음입니다. 이번 총회에는 약 60개국 3천여 명의 우주과학자들이 참여하고요. 우주청을 비롯해 미국 항공우주국, 나사, 유럽 우주국 등 각국 우주개발기관이 참여해서 우주개발 방향과 국제협력 정책을 논의하게 됩니다.
Right, so the Korea Aerospace Research Institute said today that the 45th COSPAR, or Committee on Space Research General Assembly, the world's largest international conference in the field of space science, will be held in Busan from July the 13th to the 21st. And the General Assembly rotates continents every 2 years, and this is the first time it'll be held in South Korea. And approximately 3,000 space scientists from about 60 countries will participate.
네, 한미일 군사훈련에 참가하기 위해서 국내에 들어온 미국 제9항모 강습단이 6.25 전쟁 74주기를 앞두고 유엔 기념공원에 참배했습니다. 해군작전사령부와 미국 해군 제9항모 강습단 지휘관과 참모들은 오늘 오전 유엔 기념공원을 방문했는데요. 미국은 6.25 전쟁 당시 한국의 가장 많은 병력인 178만 명을 파병했고 3만 6천여 명이 희생했습니다.
So the commander and staff of the U.S. Navy's 9th Carrier Strike Group in South Korea for the first ever trilateral multi-domain military exercise paid tribute at the UN Memorial Cemetery a day before the 74th anniversary of the Korean War on June the 24th. Now, during the Korean War, the United States deployed the largest number of troops with 1.78 million personnel and suffered over 36,000 casualties.
네, 부산시가 다음 달 12일과 19일 동물복지문화센터 교육실에서 반려동물 문화교실을 운영합니다. 부산시는 반려동물 상실에 따른 펫로스 증후군과 도심 내 야생 생물에 대해 교육할 예정인데요. 반려동물 복지문화센터로 신청하면 되고 교육 인원이 마감될 때까지 수강생을 모집하며 수강비는 무료입니다.
Busan City will operate a pet culture class at the Animal Welfare and Culture Center's Education Room on July the 12th and the 19th. The city plans to provide education on pet loss syndrome and urban wildlife, and participants will be selected until the classes are full and the courses are free of charge.
네, 해운대구가 교육 공공성 강화를 위해서 올해부터 초등학교에 입학한 신입생들에게 1인당 20만 원의 입학 지원금을 지원합니다. 지원 대상은 올해 3월 4일 입학일 기준 해운대구에 주민등록돼 있는 초등학교 1학년 신입생입니다. 6월 17일부터 12월 13일까지 신청하면 되고요. 해운대구 홈페이지 참고하시면 되겠습니다.
So Haeundae office in Busan announced that starting this year, they will provide an entrance support fund of 200,000 won per student for new entrants to elementary schools to enhance the public nature of education. The beneficiaries are first grade students who are registered residents of Haeundae-gu as of their enrollment date on March the 4th this year.
네, 자 오늘 투데이이즈 오늘은 6월 24일입니다. 오래된 물건을 재활용하고 또 업사이클링으로 낭비되지 않도록 하는 오늘은 업사이클링의 날이고요. 또 우리나라는 2018년부터 전자정부의 날로 기념하고 있거든요. 1967년 오늘 대한민국 정부가 인구 통계 처리용으로 IBM 컴퓨터를 처음 도입한 날을 시작으로 보고 지정한 날짜입니다.
Right, so June the 24th, which is today, it's Upcycling Day. A day dedicated to recycling old items and upcycling to prevent waste. And also in South Korea, it is commemorated as E-Government Day since 2018. Now, this date was chosen to mark the day in 1967 when the South Korean government first introduced computers for processing population statistics.
네, 오늘 준비한 소식은 여기까지입니다. 새로운 물건이 왔으면 기분 좋긴 한데 저것을 어떻게 또 활용할 수 있을지 고민한
you
오늘
wanna try it?
네.
You want to try it?
네.
It sounds different. Each headphone that you put on sounds very different. That's why I kind of rotate and go through them.
네.
But yeah.
오늘 업사이클링의 날이라서 한번 해봤습니다.
You can upcycle and try to use them.
네.
Upcycle the headphones.
요즘 물건을 좀 버려야지 비워야지 하면서도 멀쩡한 것을 버리는 건 조금 죄책감이 들더라고요. 그래서 요리조리 보면서 이것을 좀 어떻게 하면 다시 활용할 수 있을까 하다 보니 집이 더 엉망이 되는 참 신기한 네, 세상에 살고 있습니다.
You could also donate goods to
좋죠.
people
그렇죠.
who need them.
네네.
Right.
그렇죠. 필요한 물건 서로 바꾸는 것도 좋을 것 같아요.
For sure.
네.
Before you go, 홍당당, today's text topic is who you'd like to go to talk to if you have problems, if you have an issue that you want to talk about. Is it your friend? Is it your family member?
네.
Who is it you like to talk to?
네, 사실 오랫동안 라디오 방송을 하니까 그 뭐 화면에 보인다든지 뭐 비디오상의 문제가 없었는데요. 요즘에 세상이 발달하다 보니 이렇게 유튜브로 함께하는 시절이 됐잖아요.
네.
고민이 생겼는데 이 고민은 우리 장 PD님께 도대체 얼굴은 언제 이렇게 작게 한번 될 것인가?
Ah,
뭐
you?
도대체
On camera?
네, 이렇게 각도에 따라 사람이 이렇게 달라질 수 있는데 좀 더 예쁘게 보일 수는 없는 것인가?
You look amazing. You look great on camera.
이런 질문을 좀 나눌 상대는 장 PD님밖에 없네요.
No,
네.
you're perfectly fine. 수정할
그러나
거면은
당당하게.
my face.
네.
Yeah.
네.
It needs modification.
네, 네.
Look at that.
근데
Oh
저렇게
my
왜
gosh.
확대를 하는 것인가? 이런 거.
I look like a full moon.
좀 네.
정월 대보름 right now my face.
네.
Alright.
언제 당당해질 것인가? 네.
Okay,
고민입니다.
we'll talk about it.
네.
Behind the scenes.
네.
Thank you, Hong Dang Dang. We'll see you
네,
tomorrow.
뵙겠습니다. 감사합니다.
That was Hong Dang Dang with us to give us to get news updates of what's happening in and around Busan City. Got lots of people texting in on who they would like to talk to, who they would go to talk to. Ponim saying 언니나 엄마와 대화합니다. 그럼 조금 더 객관적으로 제 문제에 대해 생각할 수 있는 듯해요. 사실 남이 어떻게 내 일을 자기 일처럼 느낄 수 있겠어요? 거의 불가능하다고 봐요. But you would still talk to your sister or your mom to get a different opinion, different perspective. That's a great way of thinking. 제니님 also saying 결혼해서 남편과 상의할 때도 있지만 언니 엄마에게는 상담하는 경우도 있어요. 누구보다 저를 잘 알거든요. Right, because you were born, you're a family with them, and they know how you're like and why you might be going through such hardships, etc., etc. Got more messages, but I'll read them out in just a bit. We'll take a quick song break and we'll be right back. This is Fall So Hard by Christopher.
Like a wrecking ball. So where do we go? Where do we go from here? When all that we know is nothing at all, my dear. Never knew that I could fall so. Baby, when I met you, I never knew I could fall so hard. Oh, make me wanna change for the better because of who you are. Oh, and everything I thought was about me was always about you. Oh, baby, when I met you, I never knew I could fall so hard. Never knew that I could fall so hard. I could fall so hard. Now it creeps in on my fears for you. For the first time I got everything to lose. So where do we go? Where do we go from here? When all that we know is nothing at all, my dear. Never knew that I could fall so. Baby, when I met you, I never knew I could fall so hard. Oh, make me wanna change for the better because of who you are. Oh, and everything I thought was about me was always about you. Oh, baby, when I met you, I never knew I could fall so hard. Never knew that I could fall so hard. I could fall so hard. Wherever you go, I'll be there. And all that I know is wherever you go, I'll be there. Never knew that I could fall so hard. Never knew that I could fall so hard. Never knew that I could fall so. Baby, when I met you, I never knew I could fall so hard. Oh, made me wanna change for the better because of who you are. Oh, and everything I thought was about me was always about you. Oh, baby, when I met you, I never knew I could fall so hard. Never knew that I could fall so.
It is time for DJ David's Journal. Dear Diary, today I was doing the dishes while listening to music. Suddenly, the volume became too loud, so I used the AI service on my phone to ask it to lower the volume. Even though both of my hands were in wet rubber gloves, it was very convenient since I just needed to speak to the phone. While this was very handy, it also gave me a bit of a creepy feeling. What kind of a system is inside my phone that allows it to play music, answer or make calls, and send messages just by my voice commands? Now we can say that modern society is dominated by AI, with artificial intelligence taking over many human tasks. And there are many people who worry that AI might eventually surpass humans. You know, observing the world today, it sometimes feels like that might actually happen soon. The development of AI brings many positive changes, but there are also negative ones. One of the biggest concerns people have is job replacement due to AI. As the pace of progress accelerates, the speed at which jobs appear and disappear also has increased. Particularly with modernization and advancements in automation technology, various human tasks are being replaced, and AI can even handle cognitive tasks. Recent research indicates that high-income individuals are more exposed to the impact of AI. Now, this contrasts with past technological revolutions, such as the Industrial Revolution or the development of computers, which primarily displaced low-income jobs. Jobs most affected by AI include high-income professions such as blockchain engineers, clinical data managers, public relations specialists, and financial data analysts. In contrast, professions like motorcycle technicians and heavy equipment operators are not significantly exposed to AI. However, it remains uncertain what impact AI will ultimately have on the labor market. Jobs were created, replaced, and disappeared due to various factors such as technological advancements, shifting priorities, and global market trends. I also never know how long the work I currently do will remain. Let's take a quick song break. I Just Wanted You by Open Side.
I just wanted you to never change. You're foolish and you're blue. That's what I like about you. You put me back together when I'm breaking. And that's what I like about you. Yeah, I just wanted you to stick around. Cause no one's ever seen the good in me like you do. Our secret smiles across a crowded room. I used to be a ghost. I floated through the world, never getting close, so I'll never get burnt. You came and woke me up with your electricity. Oh baby, can't you see? I just wanted you. You don't think anything through, but that's what I like about you. Caught me off guard, and I love the way it feels. I used to be a ghost. I floated through the world, never getting close, so I never get burnt. You came and woke me up with your electricity. Oh baby, can't you see? I just wanted you. They fade away, 'cause everything is gonna change. But baby, I just wanted you. I just wanted you. I used to be so lost, I floated through a fog. Always so unsure, never knowing what I want. You came and woke me up with your electricity. Oh baby, can't you see? I just want you. I just wanted you.
You are now listening to For Your Busan with David Kim. Stay tuned every day from 4:05 to 6 p.m. for more.
It is time for Busanhat플. Look, we have Jimmy back in the house.
Yeah, Jimmy back in the building.
Yeah, how you doing, Jimmy? Where were you?
I've been doing great, and I just went to Los Angeles for personal.
Why can't you explain yourself?
For a business trip. Also, at the same time, I just wanted to, get some time off to refresh myself, and then I came back.
Mm-hmm. I didn't mean to pressure you, put you on the spot, but Jimmy was out and about for other business purposes, and he came back with a bribery gift that you guys might have seen. I'm just going to show it without the brand name shown, but thank you. I appreciate it.
No worries.
Now I'll tell the PD that you're a great guest.
I didn't mean to do that, but thanks anyway.
Anyway, you're back here, which means you also got to visit an amazing event or a festival to do some reporting, right?
For sure. That's what I do in this segment. I actually go to one of those major events and festivals to interview people and then look around and then tell you guys all about it. Mm-hmm. And as for this time, as soon as I came back, I got an opportunity to go to this International Yoga Day.
Ooh.
Yeah, there was a 10th International Day of Yoga in Busan, which it held yesterday.
Wow.
In Gwangalli Beach.
And did you participate in the yoga yourself?
Well, I actually wanted to because, off the record, we always talk about participating each other on either Pilates or yoga.
Right.
I wanted to, but then I'm still kind of having a little bit of a jet lag. So I just wanted to, browse through and then talk to people. And then I actually saw people doing those beach yoga, so it was really good.
Nice. Yeah, I'll let you slide on this time, just one time.
Thank you.
All right, so you got to also go out to meet some organizers, event coordinators as well.
For sure.
Tell us about the basic info. Tell us about this not UN, it's the 10th International Day of Yoga.
Yeah, so for those of you who might not be familiar with this event, let me just briefly let you guys know what this is. This Busan UN International Day of Yoga Festival at the Meeting Square on Gwangalli Beach, it is actually a yearly event that Busan hosts to mark the UN-designated International Day of Yoga. And it's actually a wonderful celebration that features a variety of activities. Mm-hmm. And there were inspiring yoga performances dedicated to world peace. And they also had hands-on yoga experience programs, and they also even sell those kind of yoga gears as well.
Nice. And unfortunately, you weren't able to participate, but you were able to feel the energy.
Definitely. The place was fully packed with people who's willing to participate.
Nice.
Yeah, so I actually got to just stay there for about an hour to, try to reach out to people, and then I've got an opportunity to actually interview one of those organizers as well.
When I didn't know anything about Pilates or yoga, I thought yoga is the harder one, and Pilates might be the easier one. I was wrong. They're both hard. I tried Pilates for a month, and I thought I was dying.
Really?
I was shaking from beginning to end.
Yeah.
And the instructor told me or asked me if I was cold because I was shaking so much. And then my friend, she said, I could, teach you the basic moves of yoga. I wasn't flexible enough to even sit upright.
Yeah.
So I failed at both. Both amazing, fitness activities. But
for sure.
All right, well, we got some text messages also coming in. Juhyun-nim saying, my mom started yoga 3 weeks ago. That's awesome.
Yeah, wow.
That's good. Good for her. I mean, yoga is great for not just for physical well-being, but for mental well-being, isn't it?
Yeah. I heard it's really, really good for, people who is not that flexible enough. In case of myself, I guess.
Yeah, for me too,
yeah, I really want to get down to it and then, train myself if I have an opportunity.
So for those tuning in via radio waves or the app, if you come to our NoTube Live, we have some pictures that are going to be uploaded onto the live chat screen. So you can also see the event yourself.
Yeah.
So what's our next part here?
Yeah, I got an opportunity to conduct an interview with some of those participants and organizers, as I have mentioned earlier. And let's just dive into those interviews and get a, first-hand glimpse of the excitement and joy filled with the air at this 10th Busan UN International Day of Yoga Festival. So as for the first interview, I interviewed the director from India Center, which is actually located in Haeundae. And this year actually marks the 10th anniversary of this incredible event. So I got to interview 이순철 원장님, a director of India Center. So shall we listen to the audio clip together?
Let's do it.
안녕하세요. 간단하게 자기소개 부탁드리겠습니다.
네, 인디아 센터의 이순철 원장입니다.
이번 2024 UN 세계 요가의 날 페스티벌 테마와 컨셉이 어떻게 되는지 좀
이번 요가의 날 행사의 테마는 오션 요가입니다. 즉 바닷가가 잘 보이는 광안리에서 한다는 거죠. 그래서 정신과 건강의 조화를 이루는 그런 행사를 하고 있습니다.
올해가 지금 이제 벌써 10회가 되었는데 앞전과 좀 올해가 다른 점이 있다면 어떤 게 좀 있을까요?
이번에는 프로토콜을 제일 먼저 합니다. 전에는 프로토콜을 나중에 했는데 프로토콜이라는 게 인도 전통 요가의 가장 기본되는 그 표준을 먼저 시연을 해서 모든 사람들이 인도 요가의 전통을 맛볼 수 있도록 하는 게 저희의 차별점입니다.
마지막으로 원장님께서 생각하시는 UN 세계 요가의 날 페스티벌이란 어떻게 될까요?
저희들한테는 인도와 한국과의 그 관계 그리고 우정을 나누는 문화를 교류하는 그런 장이 바로 세계 요가의 날 행사입니다.
Yeah, according to him, he said that the theme and the concept of this year's Yoga Day event is Ocean Yoga, and it is an event aimed at achieving harmony between mind and health.
Nice.
And this time, the focus is on demonstrating the fundamental standards of traditional Indian yoga, and which is a different approach compared to previous events.
Right.
Yeah.
And he mentioned the word protocol, and that's basically learning the fundamental basics of what India yoga is like.
Yeah.
That's good. You got to start with the fundamentals, really.
I know, really. I mean, those basics are really, really important for us to actually, level up.
Exactly. All right. I also heard that you got to interview someone else.
Yeah, for a second interview, I had the pleasure of speaking with Ju Mi-kyung-nim, one of the hosts of this year's event and the vice president of Busan Yoga Association. So, shall we listen to the audio clip together?
All right.
안녕하세요. 간단하게 자기소개 부탁드리겠습니다.
Hello, my name is Ju Mi-kyung. I'm Vice President of Busan Yoga Federation. I've been practicing yoga over 15 years, and I am one of the people who loves yoga. I am very excited because I always tune my car radio to BFM. My voice will be broadcast on that channel.
What are the programs that you can basically introduce it to us?
There is Vinyasa yoga performance with the citizens. Following the main yoga movements, you can improve flexibility, strength, and concentration. It also helps relieve stress by relaxing muscles. I perform on the stage. I recommend you to join us.
Oh, wow, fabulous. Thank you so much. And how can you be able to say this event?
UN International Day of Yoga is celebrated around the world. In Korea, it is held not only Busan, but also several cities and provinces. In this place, people enjoy the festival and come together through yoga, regardless of age, gender, and nationality. I'm proud to be one of them.
Nice. So that was Jumikyung-nim, who did yoga for 15 years.
I know.
That's a long time.
It
Wow.
is. It
Yeah.
is. For 15 years. That's more than a decade. Wow.
Yeah, 김조이님 says 대단해요. 진짜 대단하신 것 같습니다.
Yeah, and she was also a host, and she actually performed on the stage as well.
Nice,
so
nice.
It was nice.
You got to kind of like see how flexible she is, and
Right.
some of them, it's not just about flexibility.
True.
You got to have the core muscles to support you doing it.
Yeah.
And some people kind of don't see yoga as a power sport. I mean, it's not a power sport, but you do need certain muscle groups to work that certain movements and stance.
Definitely.
And it's not something you could just overlook and be like, oh, that's easy. It's not.
I know. So that's while I was looking at the stage, taking photos and conducting interviews, I just thought of myself that, you know what, I gotta lose weight first and then build up on my core muscles, and then I'll sign up for the yoga class.
We got to do it together one day.
Yeah, definitely. I'm
Yeah,
into it.
Like a trial class or something.
Yeah, trial class sounds perfect.
Okay. Any other interview clips?
Yeah, while at the event, I had the chance to interview one of the participants, and I asked her if it was her first time attending the festival and how she hopes yoga is perceived by the citizens of Busan. So let's listen to the audio clip together.
안녕하세요. 자기소개 간단하게 부탁드리겠습니다.
네, 안녕하세요. 온요가 필라테스 협회 협회장 김정현이라고 합니다.
네, 이번 행사 참여가 처음이실까요?
저는 지금 현재 4번째 참여하고 있고요. 지금 주한 인디아 센터가 세계 요가의 날 페스티벌을 주최를 하고 있는데요. 그래서 거기서부터 지금까지 지금 4회째 참여를 하고 있습니다.
와, 지금이 벌써 어떻게 보면 10회인데
예.
이번 행사를 통해서 부산 시민들께
네.
그리고 부산을 찾고 지금 이 광안리를 찾는 많은 분들께
네.
요가가 좀 어떤 이미지로 비춰지었으면 좋겠는지에 대한 의견 한 말씀 부탁드리겠습니다.
네, 대한민국 생활체육으로 요가가 굉장히 많은 인기를 얻고 있거든요. 그리고 사실 이제 부산은 주한 인디아 센터가 저희 부산에 있습니다. 부산에 있기 때문에 인도 문화, 인도 요가, 인도 전통 음식 이런 것들을 부산 시민들이 충분히 잘 이렇게 참여를 하실 수 있도록 인디아 센터가 부산 해운대에 위치하고 있어요. 그래서 만약에 그런 행사를 조금 더 적극적으로 참여를 하시고 싶으시면 참여를 많이 하셨으면 좋겠습니다.
Yeah, she said this was her 4th time participating in this event, and yoga is gaining popularity as a recreational sports in Korea. And since the Indian Culture Center is located in Busan, citizens can easily experience Indian culture, yoga, and cruising through this organization.
For sure. And these festivals, they happen, once or maybe twice a year in a particular city.
Right.
But definitely worth checking out when it happens, especially if you're not into the sport just yet. If you're not into the program just yet, it's worth checking out so that you can kind of know what to expect when you do sign up for classes to do certain activities.
Yeah, I think it was really good because I saw many people signing up at the spot and then receiving those yoga mats and other gears too. So
nice.
that's actually a great, beginning of the start.
Yes,
Right.
That's right. I do have a yoga mat at home, although I don't practice any yoga. I should start using it more. I use it for stretches from time to time.
You sure?
I don't know. Maybe I'm not. You caught me there.
Yeah.
All right.
I didn't mean to.
All right. Thank you so much, Jimmy, for coming in. Good to see you back on the show.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
All right. I'll see you guys next week.
That was Jimmy with us for 부산핫플. This time he went to check out a big, gigantic yoga event called the 10th International Day of Yoga Busan UN International Day of Yoga Festival at Gwangali Beach. Now, today's text topic still stands. Let us know who you like to go to talk to, who you like to talk to when you have something on your mind. Maybe it's a sensitive topic, maybe it's a personal issue. Who do you go to talk to about it? We'll take a quick song break to wrap up the first hour, but we'll be back at 5. Don't go anywhere. This is 웃어라 그대 by 강승윤 and 이적.
세상이 크리스탈처럼 빛나 반짝이며 웃는 모습 내 스타일 웃어라 그대 Smile my love 너의 웃음은 네모난 지구만큼 아름다워 수정처럼 빛나는 그 스마일 웃어라 그대 Oh my love 너의 웃음은 네모난 지구만큼 아름다워 수정처럼 빛나는 그 스마일 웃어라 그대 Smile my love
내 사랑 네 미소는 한겨울의 호빵보다 따뜻한 맘 내 사랑 네 웃음은 호흡곤란 산소 지원 최강 깔깔 네가 웃으면 크리스탈도 빛을 잃고 말지 반짝이며 웃는 모습 넘버원 웃어라 그대 Smile my love 너의 웃음은 배꼽의 소금처럼 반짝거려 수정보다 빛나는 그 스마일 웃어라 그대 Oh my love 너의 웃음은 배꼽의 소금처럼 반짝거려 수정보다 빛나는 그 스마일 웃어라 그대 Smile my love hey, 그대 활짝 웃는 모습 억수 진짜 녹아내려 나의 맘
깔쌈한 맛
내 사랑 네 미소는 한겨울의 호빵보다 따뜻한 맛
네가 웃으면 세상이 크리스탈처럼 빛나 반짝이며 웃는 모습 내 스타일 웃어라 그대 Smile my love 너의 웃음은 네모난 지구만큼 아름다워 수정처럼 빛나는 그 스마일 웃어라 그대 Oh my love
나나 너의 웃음은 배꼽의 소금처럼 반짝거려 수정보다 빛나는 그 스마일 웃어라 그대 Smile my love
부산의 축제 어디까지 즐겨보셨나요? 과거와 현재, 미래가 공존하는 항구도시 부산. 이곳 부산은 계절을 물들이는 다양한 축제로 늘 풍성합니다. 봄의 시작을 알리는 봄꽃 축제부터 부산의 여름을 만끽하는 바다축제, 전 세계 영화인들이 모이는 부산국제영화제와 새로운 시작의 해맞이 축제까지. 부산의 축제는 우리의 열정을 가득 담고 있습니다. 바쁜 일상은 잠시 뒤로 하고 특별한 시간을 선물 받는 바로 이곳 부산에서 우리의 삶은 축제가 됩니다. 축제로 하나 되는 부산, 여러분은 어떤 축제를 기다리시나요? 이 캠페인은 대선공익재단과 BFM 부산영어방송이 함께합니다.
Did you know that an average person in South Korea uses more than 10 kilograms of disposable products a year? While convenient, it does weigh heavily on the environment as they take up to 500 years to break down. Here is how we can cut down on disposable products. First, use tumblers and mugs instead of plastic or paper cups. When you go grocery shopping, bring a reusable bag so you won't have to ask for a plastic one. At home, instead of reaching for single-use paper towels or wet wipes, use rags and towels. These small steps for the environment can have a big impact on planet Earth. This campaign was brought to you by BEFM Busan 영어방송.
Hola, I am Rafael Salardi, a Peruvian living in Busan for 20 years now. After living in Peru, I fell in love with Korean culture, so I decided to move to Busan. I like feeling the warm sunrise at the beaches in Busan on sunny days. A cup of coffee while looking at the sea in the coffee city Busan reminds me of the Andes Mountains, a famous coffee producer in Peru. The reason why I like Busan more than anything else is the people. Even though I was not good at Korean, everyone treated me with kindness and friendliness. I really appreciate those who are so nice to me. I want to live happily ever after in Busan for a long, long time. Gracias, Busan. Global City Busan, we are all in it together. This campaign was brought to you by BEFM 부산 영어방송.
지금 방송 광고라는 부메랑을 던져보세요. 소비자를 향해 정확히 날아가는 광고. 힘차게 돌아가는 경제. 부메랑처럼 다시 기업의 이익으로 되돌아오니까요. 방송 광고, 경제에 큰 힘이 됩니다. 부산 방송광고발전협의회.
The time is now 5 o'clock.
포열 부산?
That's it. 포열 부산 아닙니까? There you go.
원래는 울산 사람이니까 포열 부산 내리죠 이렇게.
You're absolutely right.
포열 부산.
Perfect. 포열 부산. Yes.
할까요? 포열 부산.
You're now listening to For Your Busan with me, David Kim.
Today we're going to talk to someone here in Busan and find out a little bit about their life. Hi, what's your name and where are you from?
Hi, I'm Danielle. I'm from Canada.
All right, Danielle, and tell us, how long have you been in Korea and what brought you here?
I've been here for 13 years, and I first came just to be an English teacher. My plan was to just stay for 1 year and maybe travel a little bit.
How did you find out about even teaching English in Korea? Did your friends do it, or how did you know about it?
My friend did it. She was a teacher in Jinju for 3 years, and when she came back to Canada, she really recommended me to come.
Okay. And did you want to come to Busan, or was it just chosen for you?
I wanted to choose a bigger city, so at first she was really recommending Jinju, but I wanted to go for something a little bit bigger, and I really liked how Busan was by the ocean with beaches and stuff.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, and so you've been here. Originally it was going to be 1 year. Now it turned into 13. How did that multiply?
It multiplied because I met a guy who is now my husband.
Oh, okay. Tell us a little bit. How did you meet your husband?
We met through mutual friends, and yeah, at first I wasn't going to talk to him much because I didn't think that he would be able to speak English. At that time, I couldn't speak any Korean, but it turns out that he was fluent in English, so then we got to know each other.
All right, so before you met him, you never had any expectations of dating when you came to Korea?
No, not at all.
Okay, and so tell us, how did you start, I guess, falling in love? How did the love story happen?
We really got along well, and we had a lot of fun together. And yeah, it just kind of happened naturally. We started dating pretty soon after we met. And then I called my mom one day and I said, I think I might stay longer.
And is there any difference between dating Koreans and dating Canadians, would you say? Or do you find it to be very similar?
In terms of dating my husband, it was really similar, but there are some differences, I guess. It's really hard to say. My husband is not very traditional, so he kind of acts like a Canadian or an American, to be honest with you. It's not much different.
Not much different for you. And so you decided to stay, and then how much longer after that did you guys decide to get married?
We were married about almost 2 years after we met, I guess, around that mark. Yeah.
And did you have a traditional Korean wedding, or how did that go?
No, we kind of had it was like a Western style, just a reception with family. It wasn't your typical Korean wedding at all. It was just very small, very sort of intimate wedding.
Oh, and now also I know that you've had children. So tell us, how has it been? Tell us about how old are your children and how has it been being a mother here in Korea?
My children are 10 and almost 6. And it's been really great. Raising kids in Korea is amazing because Korea offers so many things for kids and they make it so convenient and available. Everything is available. My kids are really happy here. There are some differences, especially with communication with schools and teachers and stuff. Of course, sometimes there are some challenges, but everybody has been so welcoming and so nice. So we've had really, really great experience so far.
And are your children bilingual?
Yes, I would say so. My oldest is 10 and his Korean and English are really balanced out. I would say he's fully bilingual. My youngest really prefers Korean right now, but his English is catching up all the time. And I don't worry about it. I think it will balance out.
At home, do you speak a mix of the two languages, or do you have some people like to speak English at home? And do you guys have any rules about that?
We don't have any hard and fast rules, but I was starting off with me speaking 100% English, and with my oldest son, I always speak English with him because he prefers that. My youngest son is, like I said, he prefers Korean, and even if I speak English, he usually answers in Korean, even though he understands me.
Is he helping you to improve your Korean?
Yes, that does happen.
Oh, great. And having 2 young boys, what are some of the things you plan to do to keep them entertained for the summer?
We're going to Canada to visit my parents.
Wonderful. Have they been to Canada before?
Oh, yes, many times. They love it.
Oh, great. And what kind of things do you guys like to do in Canada?
My hometown is very, very countryside, so we do a lot of things outside in nature, biking, in a boat on the rivers, kayaking, things like that.
Wonderful, Danielle. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story and have a wonderful summer.
Thank you very much. You too.
Thank you, Tegan, for the wonderful interview clip. That was Danielle Kim being interviewed from Canada, but has been living in Korea for 13 years and talks about how she met her Korean husband, got married, and loves raising her 2 boys in Korea, and talks about how her boys are becoming bilingual. That's awesome. That's really good. The parents, maybe one of them speaking Korean and the other speaking English. And anyway, the whole family, they plan to visit Canada this summer. Hopefully that trip goes well and also have fun in Canada as well. Thank you so much once again for the interview. You're tuned into For Your Busan. This is a show that airs from 4:05 to 6 p.m. every single day. Now today's text topic is about who you would go to talk to about, some things that require a different perspective, or maybe an ear to someone who could listen to your thoughts, listen to what you have to say about a personal problem or a relationship problem, what have you. I think we had earlier, let's see, I think we had 주현님 also texting in earlier saying 힘들 때 어머니와 얘기합니다. 와인하고 만든 음식 먹다 보면 말이 계속 나오더라고요. 다른 사람들은 와인을 안 먹어서 말을 잘 안 하게 돼요. I see. So, because you like wine, if you drink with someone who you could talk to, have a good conversation with someone, that would be your mom. your mom is someone who you would go to have candid or good conversation with. Good. I like wine. What kind of wine do you like? Actually, she asked that to several people on the YouTube live chat. And 주연님 replied back saying dry. I like dry wine as well. Full body, dry. Jang PD, what kind of wine do you like? Do you like red, white? Red? Oh, me too. And sparkling wine. Oh, sparkling wine. That's for dessert. For me, at least. Okay, so keep those texts coming in. Who you like to go to talk to when you have a problem, when you talk to someone about something, who you like to talk to. That is today's text topic. Oh, we'll take a quick song break and we'll be right back. This is Life Keeps on Turning by Mocha.
Zooby bum para, zooby dooby param pam. Zooby dooby not check you pagal stupid man.
Zooby dooby bum para, zooby dooby param pam. Zooby dooby not check you pagal stupid man.
Shaka pe patte.
Well, you heard that. It's Zubi Dubi time, which means it is time for a quiz. It is quiz time. And every single day we have different themed quizzes. One day might be you guessing in a city that has some sort of a relationship with Busan, and you have to guess that city from around the world. Another day might be you guessing a food that I'm eating in the studio. That's right, I eat food here sometimes, just for the quiz segment. Another time might be you guessing a place or a person or a thing in Busan City according to the reviews that I read that are found online. Today, the theme is called Numbers in Busan. Yes, you have to guess a number that's closest to today's answer. And it could be maybe like the length of something, a distance of something, a number of people, whatever it is, you have to guess the number that's closest to the answer. Now, tomorrow is a very important day to remember, and all Koreans know what tomorrow is. June 25th. It's a day that every living person in Korea should remember. It marks the Korean War. In 1950, and this year commemorates its 74th anniversary. Now, during the Korean War, Busan embraced hundreds of thousands of refugees and laid the foundation for economic growth, playing a pivotal role as the temporary capital or wartime capital. And at the time of the war, Busan maintained governmental functions as a provisional capital, sustaining roles such as refugee management and international cooperation. And so today's quiz is about that. How many days did Busan serve as the temporary capital during the Korean War, or provisional capital during the Korean War? 네, 오늘은 한국 전쟁 당시 부산이 임시로 피란 수도의 역할을 한 기간은 얼마인지 그 일수를 맞춰주시는 겁니다. How many days? So that's today's quiz question. To give you a head start on what kind of numbers you should send in, it's going to be more than 10 days, that's for sure. Less than 3,000 days. So that's your range set. Between 10 and 3,000, the last number is going to be 3. So I would guess, somewhere between 900-ish to 2,500-ish. That'll be a good range to start. And if you send me your guesses, don't look it up online. Come on. If you send me your guess, I'll tell you if it's higher or lower than that number. So send in your guesses to pound 9050 샵 9050. It'll cost you 101, a Kakao Talk message or NotTube Live. So keep those guesses coming in. We'll take a quick song break and we'll be right back. The song we're going to be listening to is On the Radio by Regina Spektor. That was On the Radio by Regina Spektor. We are in the middle of our quiz, where I asked you how many days was the provisional capital Busan been the provisional capital during the Korean War. 한국 전쟁 당시 부산이 임시로 피란 수도의 역할을 한 기간은 얼마인지 그 일수를 맞추는 퀴즈 시간을 가지고 있습니다. Marking tomorrow, the June 25th, the Korean War Day, right? So, how many days is it? We got some guesses coming in. Aina Zylanim saying 2,553, 2,553 days. It's going to be less than that. Maybe cut that by half. More than by half. That will be the hint I'll give you. 1930. It's going to be less than that. 고수님 saying 1,155일. Ooh, that's very close. That's very close, but it's going to be less than that. Enkinim with 1,023. It's around there. Kunanim also with the guess. Kunanim, you got it right. Not going to say what it is, but text it in via Kakao Talk and you got it right. All right, so what do you think the answer is? Because tomorrow marks the 74th anniversary of the Korean War. Busan played a significant historical role as a temporary capital during the war period. Okay, so 2년이 넘는 기간 동안 부산은 피란 수도로서의 역할을 했습니다. So it held as a temporary capital, wartime capital. Busan did for over 2 years, right? And 두 번째 숫자는 2입니다. The second number will be 2. So what do you think? I can give you the dates. It's from August the 18th, 1950 to August the 15th, 1953. So you can do rough estimates on 365 times 3-ish, and you'll get the answer ish, right? And send me your guesses to pound 9050 샵 9050. It'll cost you 101 at Kakao Talk or NotTube Live. 재봉 리님 saying 35날. What is that? 35날. 그게 뭐예요? 30. What is that? 30 plus 45? No. 30 plus 45? That's 75 days? Or 30? What is 30? 이거 완전 어려운 riddle 같아요. This is a riddle, isn't it? What is 30? Is it 30 times 45? 장 PD, do you know what 30 is? Is it a riddle? Is it a Korean word that I don't know? 30. Please tell me what that is. Maybe it's 3045 or 3045. Is that your guess? Well, it's going to be less than 3045. I would say it's a little over 1,000. Let's call it that and send in your guesses. Kim Joy님 helping me out here saying 345일입니다. Oh, it's 말장난. Gotcha. But 35날. That's cool. All right, I'm going to use that next time against you guys. We'll take a last bit of song break and reveal the answer and the winner. This is Wild World by Mr. Big.
Now that I've lost everything to you, you say you wanna start something new, and it's breaking my heart you're leaving. Baby, I'm grieving, but if you wanna leave, take good care. Hope you have a lot of nice things to wear, but then a lot of nice things turn bad out there. Baby, it's a wild world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile. Ooh, baby, it's a wild world. I always remember you like a child girl. You know I've seen a lot of what the world can do, and it's breaking my heart in two, 'cause I never wanna see you sad, girl. Don't be a bad girl, but if you wanna leave, take good care. Hope you make a lot of nice friends out there, but just remember there's a lot of badass everywhere. Ooh, baby, it's a wild world. Hard to get back just upon a smile. goodbye just upon a smile. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, baby, baby, it's a wild world, and I'll always remember you like a child girl.
That was Wild World by Mr. Big. Yes, the question I asked you today's quiz was how many days was Busan How many days was Busan a provisional capital during the Korean War was the question. And lots of people have guessed in the answer. And the answer is 1023일 맞습니다. 1023 days. If you got that right, yay, and pat yourself on the back. Good job, guys. And with regards to, what was that? 35살? 35. I was confused about that. 8997번님 texted in saying, 영화 바람에서 너 몇 살이고? 하면 나이로 이기고 싶은 마음에 35살이라 대답해요. 유명한 대사예요. 라고 말씀해 주셨습니다. Thank you. Jang PD actually explained that after during the song break as well, that it's a thing many Koreans like to say when they're asked about how old they are. Is that what you say when people ask you how old you are? Jang PD, do you say this too?
I used to.
You used to. What do you say nowadays? You just tell them you're...
I just tell them.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh, boring. I'm going to use this 35살. But then maybe people won't like that answer. Because they're like, David, you don't look like 35살. You look like 20s. I'm kidding. Yeah, 1455번님 with a great guess. Let's see. We've got some 카톡 messages as well. Jenny님 texting in the answer saying, 전쟁의 포화 속에서 수십만 명의 피라민을 품어주는 부산 짱 굿. 저 2주 전에 근현대사박물관 다녀왔는데 피란 당시 분위기가 느껴지더라고요. 너무 좋았어요. Wow, good for you. 저도 한번 가야 되겠습니다. 근현대사박물관. Any museum here in Busan is worth visiting at least once. I think it's worth visiting once a year at least, to be honest. A lot to look at, a lot to learn from as well. I'm glad that Jenny Nim also got to go there and learn a thing or two, or just to reflect on all the heroes that fought for Korea, right? Let's see. Lots of people texting in with regards to that 35일. Good joke by Jebung Lee Nim. Thank you for that. Let's see. Okay, so that was the answer, and we're going to give away the coffee coupon to 그나님. 축하드립니다. Congratulations, 그나님. 손승환님 also tuning in saying 오늘 방송도 잘 듣고 있습니다. We also had Aina Zarlanim texting in with regards to today's text topic saying, what problems? I don't have any problems. I'm fine. And also saying if some difficult situations suddenly happen in my life, I don't tell anyone about it for a number of reasons. I always solve them on my own. Ooh. And said, I try to stick to the statement, quote, if you can change the situation, there is no reason to worry. And if you can't change the situation, then there's no point in worrying. Ooh, so philosophical. Yeah, you know what, Aina Zalanim? A lot of the times when I also run into problems, I try to just think about it and then try to solve it on my own. But if it gets too big for me to handle, I would like to talk to a friend or maybe mom or dad or my best friend to see what they think. If it's something worth mulling over it, or if it's something just don't worry about it. Just live your life type of thing. Yes. 조현철님 saying it's not a good expression. Oh, is it? Maybe I'll just not say it ever again. 불량한 표현이에요. 나이 지기 싫을 때 많이 쓰는 것 같아요. Oh, I see. When you're trying to say who's older and who's not, that's when you use this expression. I'm older than you, buddy. And then that's when you say that expression. I'm not going to say it because 조인철님 said it's not a good expression. All right. Don't go anywhere. We'll go right into our next segment because we have Haley in the studio for Busan's Tale 꼬.꼬.부.
Tune in to For Your Busan, featuring local news, events, and interviews with people in the community. Hosted by David Kim, airing from 4:05 to 6 p.m.
This will never get old.
It'll never stop until one of us stops.
No.
All right, we have Busan Teos. Hello, Haley.
Hello. Happy Monday, everyone.
Yeah, did you have a good weekend?
I had a great weekend.
Ooh.
Yeah, I had a bit of my early summer vacation. So I'm all vacationed out. Yeah, I had a little family gathering. We went to like a pool villa in Gyeongju.
Nice.
Well, my nephew wanted to come down to Busan, and then he was here for Children's Day. So my parents, I mean, they love him, but they're like, again? Like, oh.
너무 자주 보는 거 아니야?
Yeah, they're like, 또 온다고? And I was like, all right, let's compromise, and I'll get us a little pool villa.
Oh, nice.
For the week, overnight. So yeah, we had fun. 3 generations of fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
So I'm slightly tanner. Gyeongju was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. You had fun.
And speaking of museums, I also went to the Gyeongju Museum.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then, I've also been to the 근현대사 박물관, which is a beautiful building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you should go.
In Busan?
In Busan,
yes. Okay, I should definitely go check it out because not just Haley, but also Jenny Nim said it was great. So I'll have to definitely check those out. But we are here to talk about some stories related to Busan. And are we going to be talking about maybe a story related to the Korean War, or is it something different?
Today, no, actually. We're actually going to talk about one of, I guess I should say the landmark of Busan. So when I say Busan landmark, like you have, David, you're out of town or out of the country. Your friends from Canada are visiting.
Yeah.
And you have one chance to show them like the landmark of Busan. Where would you take them? They have half a day.
I can't unsee the script.
Well, all right.
So I'll just have to say the Gwangwon-daegyo.
Yes.
But it's true.
It is true.
Gwangwon-daegyo is such a landmark. It's a landmark you can't not just pass by. It's beautiful. It also lights up at night. And you have the new LED thing going
the facade going on. It's
Yeah.
really beautiful. And if you go there on Saturday nights, I think during the summertime, it's 8 and 10 p.m. There's a drone show, unless there's rain. And actually, I do have like the Haley route that I take my out-of-towner friends. If the weather is nice, we do a Igide hike.
Oh, nice.
And then we go to Gwangwon. And then we have some naengmyeon. And then we go to Gwangwon. And at night, we have some beers on the sand.
Ooh.
And we watch the bridge. And they love it. And they're like, this is Busan. So, but I do have a question, though. I do have a quiz for you.
Okay.
So don't look at the script. What do the Eiffel Tower and Gwangwon Bridge have in common?
Well, they both light up at night, don't they?
Okay. All right. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. All right. Give me, here's the thing. Listeners, too. Give me 3 things that the Eiffel Tower and Gwangwon Bridge have in common. So number 1, they light up. What else?
They're also gigantic.
They are gigantic.
Yeah. Number 3, a lot of people like to take pictures in front of them.
That's true. You know what? I'll give it to you. Ding, 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 ding. And you win bragging rights. Yay. So are they famous? Check. Do a ton of people take pictures in front of it? Check.
Yeah.
And, are they major steel structures, steel and iron? Check. But their histories have one commonality. The people hated them.
Oh.
Hated, despised.
So when they were planning, the planning stage.
And even initially.
Okay.
Initially,
really?
when they were built, people hated it. So we're actually going to travel back several decades to the 80s and find out. Let's take a listen to this skit. 어서오세요. 어서오세요. 총각 키가 크네. Welcome. So, this is my real estate office. What kind of home are you looking for?
안녕하세요.
저희 신혼집 알아보려고 왔는데요.
축하해요.
제가 직장이 광안리 쪽이라서 이 남천이나 이 광안동 매물 좀 보여주이소.
네, 나 몰라. 남자 신혼부부 살기 너무 좋지. 어디 보자. 그러면 두 분이시면은 30평, 25평도 괜찮고, 30평? 아니면 나중에 가족 계획 있으세요?
뭐 있죠. 뭐 자녀 한 뭐 남자 아이 한 명이랑 뭐 딸내미도 뭐 있으면 좋겠지요.
그래,
예.
많을수록 좋지. 그러면은 한 40평대까지 어디 보자. Here's an apartment in 용호동. It's about 3억.
That's expensive.
그렇지 뭐.
Do you have something cheaper? Maybe the lower floor, smaller unit. You know?
근데 또 사놓으면 투자가 되겠. 그러면은 어디 보자. I mean, you're young. Okay, here's one. Same complex, 같은 단지인데 1억 5천.
어머, 거기는 왜 이렇게 싸요? 뭐 집에 무슨 문제가 있어요?
무슨 문제가 있어? 그런 사람 아니에요.
설마 저희가 모델링, 리모델링 다 해야 되는 거 아닌가요?
아니지, 다 반짝반짝 리모델링 다 돼 있지. It's a great unit. You know, it's just well, you know, the view, but you know, 근데 커튼이 잘 돼 있어서 필요도 없는데, 근데 뷰가 well, 다리가 좀 보여서.
그 흉물이야. 그 다리 진짜 별론데 그거 그거 누가 지었대요 그거.
내가 나.
근데 it is cheap. Yeah, I mean I could just live with the curtains closed.
그쪽 안 보면 돼. 그래, 사인 콜.
눈 감고 뭐 살지 뭐.
그래, 여기 사인하세요.
네. I like the music.
I like the accent. You're getting better.
Oh, yeah?
고수님
thank you.
says 연기 맛집.
연기 맛집. Yeah, 맛있습니다. 이주원님 also saying 부산 사투리 잘하시네요. 감사합니다. It's all thanks to you guys. You guys
Yes.
forced me to use it, so I've improved thanks to you guys.
Well done, well done. And you know, this David in the skit would buy 1억 5천, seriously 1억 5천 for an apartment. You know, with a 광안대교 view, and would make millions off of that.
Right.
Fast forward 2-3 decades later.
그렇죠. 시간이
Yeah.
지나면 지날수록 the money just comes in. So why would someone not want an apartment looking at the bridge, except maybe they can't afford it?
I mean, yeah, I can't have an apartment looking at the bridge because I don't have a money tree growing in my well, I don't have a backyard. Well, here is what the architect of the bridge said about the plans and public reception. When I first proposed the Gwangan Bridge, people wanted to beat me to death. And this is a direct quote. 처음에 광안대교를 놓자고 했을 때 맞아 죽을 뻔했다.
My gosh.
Yeah.
That sounds very
violent.
scary, yeah.
So let's find out why the bridge was built and then go on and on and on. And we have a beautiful picture of the bridge on our YouTube feed, by the way. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's get a little bit of a real estate history, a little bit of 부동산 역사 of Busan.
Okay.
The year 1987. Were you alive? Were you a thing?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Me neither. Well, President Roh-tae-woo had just sworn in after a historical direct election, followed by these years of call for democracy. And if you want to learn more about it, go to our website, bfm.or.kr, or our YouTube channel and check out my last week's installment. A bit of self-promo. Anyways, the population was booming, which, I mean, compared to now, we're like, there was a time? Yes, there was a time.
Right.
So much so that the government slogan for the birth planning was, get this, and this is from 87, 하나나 젊게 살고 좁은 땅 넓게 살자.
Oh, wow.
That's direct.
Complete opposite of what it is now.
Complete opposite. Just have one child and parents live young and get more space out of this small land. Right. So this kind of encapsulates the social atmosphere at the time. So the country was so densely populated. Right. What do they call it? Like 콩나물 시루? It's like a little thing of like bean sprouts, very tightly packed in there. Well, I mean, people are having babies, not just one, but many. And then, you know, the land is what the land is. We're not going to expand it.
You can't sell,
So what direction are we going?
Up.
Up, exactly. So limited landmass, you could just go up. So back then, President Roh Tae-woo announced this vast, this ambitious housing plan that was centered around apartments.
Okay.
So this is how the Korean landscape and the Korean skyline would be redefined. So build more buildings on a plot of land, densely populated, build them closer together, and build them higher. And just pack more people in there. So this plot of new housing development in Busan was Changsan, aka Haeundae. So, or Haeundae Shinsigaji, the new town of Haeundae.
Right.
One problem though, well, you've been to Changsan. Traffic.
Yeah, it's still there.
It's still there.
Yeah.
It's still there. Well, back then, the thing is, and that road wasn't even there. Suyongro was the only way in and out of that Changsan area.
Oh, my.
And the roads back then, even before the housing developments were built, there were a parking lot as is. And then imagine just adding thousands of more households there.
Yikes. Yeah.
And then, areas like Namcheondong, Gwangan, Suyong, Taeyeon, they were already overcrowded. So there was literally no more space we could get to build roads.
Oh, yeah.
So what's the next solution? If you don't have any more land space, we
gotta
go
to the water.
The waters. And hello, here is Busan.
Right. And so the bridge was built.
Yes, it was. So actually, people hated the idea of just the bridge itself.
I wonder why.
Well, because the thing is, I mean, if you're looking at our YouTube, just like look at it, look at the ocean without the bridge, just cover it up a little bit. You get like this vast, natural, beautiful ocean view.
I guess so.
But then they didn't know it was going to be that pretty. So people are like, we're going to put up a bridge there. It's kind of like, what is it? Terra Paradise and put up a parking lot, the John Mayer song. They felt it that way.
I guess, yeah, if you put your mind, your perspective to how it would have been without that structure there.
Right.
Putting something there it could look,
And,
heinous,
thinking
yes.
once again, this area was so overcrowded, you went to the ocean to literally get a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
And perhaps back then, the last thing people wanted to look at was another structure in nature. So that makes sense. So it's going to ruin the view. Also, this was the 80s. This was before all the kind of the green vehicles were put in place. The smog. 90년대, 80년대 매연 기억하세요? The noise, the smog, view. And also, I mean, the thing is, it's real estate, something hideous is built, a undesirable thing is built, home prices are going to go down. And, this was kind of the posh area back then. So it's like, well, how are you going to compensate us if our housing prices go down? Like, we have investments to think about.
Right.
So people would actually come to the home of the then head of the bridge building project, Mr. Cho Chang-guk, and he is the architect. I think we can really call him the father of Gwangan Bridge.
Okay.
So remember that name, Cho Chang-guk, who drummed up the bridge on his own. They would kick his door, throw trash, and even manure.
Oh, no.
I mean, like feces onto his yard.
Wow.
They hated it. They bullied him. And then the vice mayor back then was living in Namcheondong. As this movie goes, like 누구 서장 남청동 살지. And
right.
he was
that guy.
He was living there too. And people would go to the vice mayor's apartment and say, well, you live here. You don't want this as much as we do. You have power. Do something about it. That puts him in a very uncomfortable position.
Yeah.
And then there were also practical issues because the Gwangan Bridge is a suspension bridge. It is hung by wires, and that is expensive. Because they're not just like wires we've used for like stunts. Those are like industrial heavy-duty wires made of steel. And steel, iron, they rust. And also, such a bridge never existed in Korea.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was the first time for every little, direction you could think of. And it was, people were saying it's too risky.
They were.
On top of all the things that they hated for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. And so like we hate it, but then we have to pay more money for it. Forget about it.
Right. So the steel suspension bridge was never done. What kind of bridge did the people want then?
All right. Take a deep breath. Concrete.
Concrete.
Can you imagine a concrete slab of whatever over that beautiful, beautiful ocean view? Well, because concrete is cheap.
And I guess that's what they're used to.
Concrete well, it doesn't rust. It has other problems, but at least it doesn't rust.
Okay.
So Mr. Jo Chang-guk, he did his homework. And, you gotta love a public official who does his homework.
That's good.
He studied all the world famous ocean bridges. And he learned that if you put a concrete structure over the oceans, because of, the steam, the humidity, the salt, the salinity, ocean water corrodes stuff. A concrete bridge would only last 30 years.
Oh, no.
So that bridge would be gone by now, would have been long gone. Also, for example, the Golden Gate Bridge, which is also a steel suspension bridge, that is expected to last over 100 years.
Yeah, so that's when I first saw the Busan Gwanghwadeogyo, it reminded me of the Golden Gate
It
Bridge.
is kind of our version of that, except not red. So Cho knew that if he went with public opinion, what was popular back then, it would all come back to him and to bite him in the you-know-where in just like less than a decade.
Right.
Because we want to appeal to the public, but when people are wrong, they're wrong. And you do need someone to say that. So he, and this is very impressive, he would visit homes of every single city council member who opposed this idea and basically give him a miniature presentation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And number 2, size. Is it bigger the better? Well, people didn't think so, but he thought so. So right now, you've been on Gwanghwan Bridge during rush hour.
Yeah.
And,
so even though there's like 5 lanes, is it?
4 lanes.
4 lanes
Where
each
are
way.
you driving?
Like 4 lanes. Yeah, 4 lanes each way. Even that in itself is not big enough.
It's not big enough, especially lanes
you need
1 and 2.
4 lanes each way, not 2 lanes each way.
No, there are. Are you? Okay, there are 4 lanes each way.
No. I'm talking about the exit. So when you're going from like Haeundae to the Yongho-dong area,
I know.
it's going to be 4 exiting that way and 4 exiting down.
Yes, I agree. So right now there are 4 lanes on either levels for a total of 8 lanes. And that's sometimes, you're right, not enough.
Yeah.
However, back then, Suyong Harbor was empty. Suyong Airport, that's right, we had an airport, was still in use by the army. Kijang, still a fishing town. So people are like, we don't need 8 lanes. We just need 4 total, 2 and 2. Oh my God, can you imagine?
Man, Mr. Jo Chang-guk had everything right.
He had everything right. And by the way, I have been stuck on that bridge on Christmas Eve that fell on a Friday some years ago. And I was like, I want to bungee jump off this thing. I want to just throw my car away and just bungee jump.
2 places you don't want to be stuck on is on the bridge and in the tunnel.
Oh, hey, that was me on that because I was on Tongso Overpass, Hwangryong Tunnel, and the bridge. So I was like, I just
it's frightening.
Like, I wanted to abandon my car.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, and then thirdly, well, he is a 공무원. He was a 공무원. He's a public official, and you do have to cut through red tape. And I mean, we've all worked for someone. What happens when the big boss changes? Everything gets scrapped.
Yeah, everything changes.
Right. So he had to convince 2 different mayors.
Oh my.
I know. Well, the first mayor, it was a little bit easier because Mayor An Sang-young, he had construction experience. He actually comes from that background. So he gave a stamp of approval pretty quickly. But here's the thing. A month after, and this was when we didn't vote on mayors, by the way. This was like that long ago. Well, a month after he gave his stamp, he was reassigned to the Port Authority.
My gosh.
So a new person in the mayor's seat. So Cho went to the new mayor, Kim Young-hwan, who comes from an administrative background. So he's like in a director. He was a paper pusher.
Right.
So they're like, oh my God, what am I going to do?
In a different way.
Right. So the thing is, Cho gave a full presentation. Mayor Kim understood the need for it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, wow.
I know. We
What a
thought
miracle.
we thought it was going to end up in a completely different
I
direction.
thought he'd be like, where are the numbers? Give me the numbers.
Where are the numbers?
Yeah.
Give me the figure. Give me the budget spreadsheet.
Right.
No. Well, and then here's the thing. Mayor Kim Young-hwan, gave Cho another task. Fine, I'll give you the budget. You can have your steel bridge with 8 lanes, but make it pretty. Make it a symbol of Busan. Ooh, right. So I'm going to up your offer. So there came the big picture back then to connect the entirety of Busan City as an ocean city through bridges. Gwanghwan Bridge, Bukang Bridge, Namhang Bridge, and Ulsukdo Bridge.
Okay, so, well, he indeed made the bridge look really picturesque.
He did.
It's amazing. So how much did it cost in total?
All right, it cost 600 billion won, and you have to consider that was in the late 80s. Now came the moment to design. Right. So Mr. Zhou, he was going to literally take it from a different perspective. So he got a boat and then went out to sea.
Okay.
The ocean. And if you look at, imagine once again, this is the 80s. If you're looking at the ocean at night or looking at Gwangalli from night, it's dark.
Yeah.
Because you have to imagine it without the bridge, without the LED lights. So the intent was, here was like the Goldilocks of heights.
Okay.
You have to make the bridge go up high because you don't want to obstruct the horizon. You don't want people to like feel like they're stuck because of the bridge during the daytime, but then at night you have to flood it with lights to make that into a landmark, make it the site of the sightseeing part of Gwangalli.
Right. Well, that's interesting. I mean, he definitely did not think like anybody at that time. You know, he was thinking about the future too. Now, it is indeed a beautiful bridge. We know that much is true. But what about safety?
Well, and here's the thing. It was the very first bridge in the entire country to go through wind safety testing.
Oh, wow.
Which is really good because I've definitely been on that bridge when there's a typhoon. And, you know what I mean? Things
You
move.
were on the bridge
It was
during
like
the typhoon?
before a typhoon.
Oh, okay.
Right. But like during like when we're in the indirect influence and
Yeah.
the things move.
Yeah.
And they're supposed to. You know, they are supposed to. So it
Like
was
bamboo
also
trees.
built with earthquake endurance that can endure up to magnitude 9.
Wow.
And, you know, we're just talking about earthquake-proofing buildings at this point.
Yeah.
And this is when, back in, once again, the 80s, South Korea didn't really get earthquakes.
No.
No.
Yeah, this
So-
was, earthquake was very recent with the
I mean,
Gyeongju
I'm
one.
like, at this point, like, this guy's unreal. Like, he must have
He's from
traveled.
the future.
I was going to say that. This is like the reborn again, like, 재벌집 막내 아들 story. So, the leg of the bridge is planted 1.5 meters underground. It's in the rocks.
Oh, that's good.
So, all of this came, and there was, unfortunately, this tragedy that preceded it that kind of made safety such an important issue. The collapse of the Samphung department store. So, that happened months after construction broke ground. So everybody really felt the need for safety.
Okay.
So, you know, as they say, Rome wasn't built in a day.
No.
Definitely, Gwangan Bridge wasn't some work of this like fancy international architect,
Yeah.
but of a public official, a Busan man himself who was really dedicated to his job and the city that he lived in. So
Wow.
every time now that I drive over that bridge, I'm very appreciative of all the visions
Yeah.
that made the bridge.
Mr. 조창국님.
Yes, Mr. Jo Chang-wook님 and the mayor, Kim Yong-han. So
Yeah.
well, and everyone, of course, everyone involved, well done.
That's such a cool historical bit that we just heard about the Gwangan-daegu Bridge. Now I will also appreciate all the hard work and all the difficult procedures that Mr. Jo Chang-wook님 had to go
And
through.
you know, anytime you're stuck in traffic,
Yeah.
also don't take your car on a Friday night if it's Christmas Eve.
No.
But anytime you're stuck in traffic, think this could have been half the size.
Yeah.
This could have been 2 lanes that you were.
I would
you
never
were,
have used
yeah.
it then.
Then I know I
Yeah.
would learn how to swim. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, and also, wow, magnitude 9 earthquake.
0.0, yeah.
Proof. That's
Crazy.
good. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming in and giving us this amazing story about Gwangan-daegu, Haley.
Thanks for having me.
See you next week.
The tale continues next week.
That was Haley with us for Busan's Tale 꼬.꼬.부. And just like that, we have come to the end of For Your Busan show. Thank you all for tuning in. 김조혜님 saying 재밌어요. 광안대교 역사 이야기. 제니님 saying 재벌집 막내 아들 선견지명. That's a difficult word. I'm going to have to use that one again too. All right. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow, 4:05, same time. See you later, Alligator, with this last song. This is 부산에 가면 by 에코 브릿지 with 최백호.
그 부산역 앞은 참 많이도 변했구나. 어디로 가야 하나. 너도 이제는 없는데